What up, everybody? Perfectly healthy Dwight here. I have a cold or a flu of something or other, so this one I might just build in silence, or try to, for the most part, just to not annoy you guys with the grossness. But we're here after the stream that I did, so YouTube audience, we have a new shop. And we are fully automated now. There's literally, I could just sit here and do nothing, and every item that's currently in the store will automatically get restocked. I know there's no glass. That's one of our topics that we're going to try to handle today. We have 348 silver in our bank, and then 69 on us right now. All right, so I'm gonna try to remember the couple of things that are different. We, well, the whole fertilizer thing here is, so that's this whole row that's right here in the front. This is all fertilizer. So we have 3 stone crushers that are feeding our 8 crucibles. And this is where the first kind of speed bump is with efficiency, because these guys do not stay 100% online, which causes our slowdown. But it's a good thing, because if these were at 100%, it would increase the stress on the rest of the machines, and we actually are producing a lot of fertilizer, more so than I thought we were. So let me explain what's going on here. First one's pretty obvious. We got a belt going that way, and it comes up and feeds these crucibles, which makes quicklime. These furnaces are being fed charcoal powder from further down. We were doing wood here to feed them, but we wanted to see if we couldn't get the whole thing to be efficient without it, so I stopped the wood production here. So actually we can get rid of this. That's no longer a thing. So we're sending money down this way, and this money gets thrown into these 2 portals here, which are our wood producing things. So we're paying for wood, and we're paying for these 3 stone things here. And you can see that the 3 stone is maybe too much. You know, we could probably get away with 2, but I think we're like at like 2.5. We need like 2.5-ish. So this wood over here is feeding our crucibles here, which is creating charcoal powder. And we have 2 of these dedicated to feeding the furnaces that are making the charcoal, and then we have 1 that splits. And then if we look at the 2 furnaces down here, you can see that these ones are fully stacked. So these are always going. So it's self-feeding. And then the extra from those 2 furnaces come down here and get rejoined with the main line of charcoal powder. That charcoal powder then gets split off to both the left and right side of our setup here. The first stop is a stone furnace, which is making our plant ash. And since that's backed up, the actual furnace itself gets backed up, and the extra gets catapulted over all the way to the front to feed these furnaces. So that's our first kind of major slowdown, is because if this belt is backed up and this is getting a constant feed, it's fine. But anytime that it goes back 1, so when this eats 1 right there, that's where we're missing that much charcoal powder to keep those 2 guys lit the whole time. But it's fine, because I don't think that you can have anything be 100% perfect. I think we're close to 100% efficiency on this. But I don't want to count our chickens, you know. So I'm happy with where it's at right now. This is a variation of a setup that we saw online when we watched on stream, the furnace setup. So anyways, let's get back here. So this is creating plant ash, right? And the plant ash comes from sage, which is by these 4 nurseries here, is creating the sage that we need. This is actually like pretty close to being, we could probably get away with 3 to feed our 4 crucibles here. You can see that the belt does stop quite frequently. But because these guys don't need to work as hard as they normally do, a lot of fertilizer gets to go past. So we have the plant ash coming over here, back over to where the quicklime powder is coming in. We have 4 assemblers that all push out a ton of fertilizer. So that's the whole setup. And we have 1 output belt here that goes to these 4 chests. I kept making chests because I was trying to balance it as it was going, and I wanted it to keep making fertilizer and we weren't using the fertilizer. So we're at like, I don't know, like 103%, maybe 105% efficiency here, because we are producing more than what we're using. Anytime that this hits 100 and this ticks over 1, that means we're at a positive usage here. So you'll see it eventually tick over. It's very slow. So it is just like above 100% output. There it is. There's the tick. Okay. So if this was going down, we'd be using more than we're producing. But all of this is fueling 6 nurseries. And since this is just basic fertilizer, we're only getting 45 a minute out of our flax, and I think 30. Yeah, 30 for our sage. So you can see my little belts here getting combined, and all of that stuff is going back down to our original setup. So the priority is making healing potions. So the sage back here, it looks like it's backing up, but it's not. It's actually slowly going down. This is probably, I don't know, like 95%, 97%-ish, something like that. It goes down, but then it comes back up with the input here, because we're putting in 60, right, from the 230s down there. That's making 60 on this line. But this machine uses 90. So I guess that's more like 2/3, you know. Same thing with our flax. So what I did is that I just made some manual plants or spots over there, and I just dump them in these ones, and it kind of keeps it at max efficiency to here for a while, for a couple of days. So instead of having to harvest those like every single day, I could do it like every 4 or 5. Like this little stack here will stay for a while. These ones, however, are at full 90 output, so they rip through these. And this is only getting 90 split between both of them, so these are running at half speed. But those are ones that we don't need a whole lot of. Like, we do need a lot of bandages because they're a good seller. We don't need a whole lot of linen. So I guess I could, like, maybe refeed that line back in. Because I think linen... Yeah, see, we're backed up on linen a little bit. Even on bandages, we're doing okay. The big one is healing potions. That's the one that I really cannot keep up to speed. In fact, I'm out of my buffer here because people buy a ton of them. Like, this guy just bought 4. But I'm not too worried about that right now. because I think that'll change once we get advanced fertilizer. Because that's going to like double the output, if not triple. I don't know what it is. It's a lot more. It's a lot more expensive, but since we'll be producing so much more, we can make more potions to sell. So not too worried about it. I'm pretty happy with this system. Happy enough to leave it alone. This one, I want to make glass. So we need another furnace setup. My brain is probably not in a good enough spot to do this today. I got that cold brain, that flu brain. But we're gonna try, all right? Because I really want to play the game, and I'm sure some of you guys want to see it, but I don't know if you'll be able to handle the voice or like the voice clearing and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna get to work here, and I will explain things as I feel needed. Okay. Okay. There it is. We've made our second now, vitality potion. I do not think that this is, where we're losing fertilizer here now. So with these additions here, these two guys, we're now using more fertilizer than we're creating. Granted, we're going to be able to keep this pace up for a long time because these are all full, right? So I'm hoping that maybe we can keep it running long enough to where we can get into advanced fertilizer, and I think the output from that should help with the rest of this. I'm quite happy with the this setup right here, my charcoal making setup. I think this is a pretty good setup, and it's fairly cheap. Wood is cheap, limestone is cheap. So the silver that's in them, we get like, what is that? 5 wood out of 1 silver, each one of these, and then only 1 rock, but it's like we get 60%, right? Because it's every silver is 1,000. So it's not bad. I'm pretty happy with it. So that's why I just copied it and put it over here. I think, yeah, we're on a positive here. So honestly, if this remains a positive, maybe we can break off this line and join it with this one, and then see if we can't help this line as well with a couple of additional charcoal powder. But that's okay. These two guys put out 15 red current a minute. This one extractor needs 15. So we're getting 150 fruit wine a minute, which is way lower than the 900 that the blender needs, but that's okay. We're going to be trickling these guys out, and before you know it, we'll hit 100 of these things. No problem. These grinders, they only do 10 a minute, so that's 20. We don't need to do that because we're going to keep up with the demand. I'm sure you saw me mess this up a couple of times. I sent stone into a grinder first, which made sand into here when I needed the grinder afterwards to make it into powder. Then I forgot the grinders once I got to that point. But we have a couple of buffers here. That way, if we do back up, we should be able to increase production or whatever to, get rid of that buffer at some point. I'm a fan of these. I don't know if other people are, but I'm a fan of having the buffers because it kind of keeps machines running, and it'll help you balance a little bit better. Because you can see at what point of your production do you need to increase the item, that you need. And for here, we're way behind on red current. Like we could probably do another 2 of these and put another extractor, which will give us 300 a minute and get more here. But as of right now, I think the 1 is fine, and we could just wrap this cable around and rearrange these to where, we don't even need this buffer either. Like it's never gonna fill up. So we could just take that back and save the glass. And it would clean up this pipeline a little bit more, but I think what I'll do in the future is have like the 2 of them like this. And in fact, you could probably even set it up right now. We could redo this section here. And you do that, but we'll keep it as 1 right now because that maintains the speed of our current guy here, and we're still going to make vitality potions. So we're going to leave that alone. We're not going to hook it up to the line yet because we need 100 for the quest, so we're going to do that. And in the meantime, we're going to do an item that I have not made at all, and that's soap. I didn't even bother touching this one on my other playthrough. So I'm going to drink my tea periodically through this. And this is going to require plant ash, which we have tons of, so we could pull from that, and linseed oil, which is wheat or flax. Sorry, looks like wheat. So we have tons of plant ash over here. We might be able to siphon off some, and it'd be okay because we're not using it all here. So I'm thinking that maybe we can pull. I kind of wish that they were on the same line, but with them separated, maybe we could just pull off of one. Or, I was going to say, can we get sage over here to be a part of this crucible line? Because we don't need all three of these, so we could use one of these spots for plant ash. Might be able to get away with that. But what else do we need? Hold on, let's look at that again. So flax in an extractor, so one of these setups. Gives us our linseed, and then it's just those two in a soap. Okay. We're not making enough flax here to siphon off this line, right? And we're not making enough sage as well to siphon off. Like both of these are at a deficient. And we're not making enough fertilizer to put another flax plant on here. So what we could do is ignore all that and just pull from our fertilizer line and just run it. Or what we could do is just move on and ignore soap for now. I'm not sure where soap would be needed again, or if it's just a random item that they're like, oh yeah, there's just another thing we can make here. Refiner, bronze, cauldron. Cauldron seems like something. Copper coin. I can just make my own money? Okay, I'm not seeing where we need soap. I don't know what that yellow item is there. I don't know if that's like ground up soap? Or if that... I don't know. I don't know what that yellow item is there, but we could just ignore it for now, right? Because our store is going to do just fine without it. It's currently doing okay without it. In fact, we don't have soap or vitality potions in there, and we're at 100% reputation. So glass, obviously huge seller, made $7 grand off of that. Our healing potions still biggest hitter, $9,600. Let's see, small gears, not huge. Large gears also not huge. So that's fine. Oh, I didn't see how much we spent that day, but that's okay. New day, new us. So we have glass all the way down there. Let's see. I wouldn't mind trying to make soap. It's just, yeah, we're just gonna lose out on fertilizer. That's really the big thing right now. Is that we have tons, you know, but you can see we're already ripping through it, right? We're already going pretty hardcore through our fertilizer fund here. And we have quite a bit of backup, so we'd be able to cut into this a lot. But I think if we pull our plant ash from here, right, and maybe we pull flax from some. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like how it feels like you can't get a good amount of work out of nursery. I feel like these basic fertilizers need to be like a third better, like 30% better on the fertilizer, right? So I'm wondering if I dump factory efficiency, right? So this is what I'm thinking, right? We keep those two. We give ourselves more nutrients, right? And shit, I mean, like, this would give us 30, then 40% fertilizer efficiency. That seems like we'd be then overproducing quite a bit, right? So if we can, let's just confirm that, all right? Let's just leave it there for right now. Our fertilizer now, I should have looked at it beforehand. I think we can look at it in here. Materials, fertilizer. Yeah, so it was at 144 before, now it's at 172. Is that what it was? 172. So it's lasting more, and we're making less items because we were making 7.5 a minute before, right? But our fertilizer should now be lasting longer, right? 20% longer, which means we should be gaining again. Okay, so we're like even-ish. Okay, slightly above. We are slightly above now. So these are 30 a minute now. These are 20. But all of our other machines now require less as well. So our percentages are still the same. Okay. So we're making 10 healing potions a minute instead of 15, right? But the production side of it is all the same. So what we could do, 10% would put us in the positive, 20% or another 40%, or I guess 40 total. This would put us way above. So this should mean we should be gaining fertilizer enough to where I can put in flax and it's okay. Okay, yeah, we are gaining. So if I go get a flax seed, I probably only need one because we're going to be getting 30 a minute out of it, right? Let's do, so if I'm pulling plant ash from there, we could do a flax like here, right? And then that's got to go to one of those extractors, but let's go get nails. We ran out of nails up there, so I now have to go back to the source. And while we're at it, let's go grab some wood. So you are going to go straight to an extractor. Right? And then we need a blender. Glass. Soap. Oh. There we go. The pipes are a little funky to kind of figure out. Okay, now we're making soap, right? Holy cow, it wants 4,000 a minute. That's nuts. Okay, so our plant ash here has plenty of buffer going down. I don't know how that's going to affect our sage down here, but at least they're combining. So hopefully it'll be able to keep up, right? I think with this long of a line is a happy accident because that should keep that topped off pretty easily. While we can siphon off some here for soap. So that's all good. Now we can just grab all that and bring it over here. Should we do the same thing where we have the buses coming out? I think with this one line, it's going to ruin that whole idea. So yeah, we probably should. Right? So we need to start on tier 2. And this will go to the other side here. There it is. Let's see, can I make that angle? No. Okay, we're now selling soap. So another high value product that we can sell. Okay, I think another thing I want to do is that I want to recycle our money here. So I want to that should right or no? It needs to be further. It needs to be the other way around. There we go. Okay. So that'll give us a quarter of the profits instead of 50%. Because I want to make sure that these lines stay saturated. So one will come this way. Right? And every other one that comes this way just goes right back into it. And we could move this a little bit further to increase the gap here, but that's okay. Because I don't need 50% of the money that's coming through. 25% is fine for what I need, so I'd rather more money go back into the line. And you could do this again, too, to take that down another half. So this one's going to come over, and that'll be mine. And then one will go through. And then the next one that comes through will go back through. So we should be able to see that if I could just throw in a couple silver to have a line of them coming out. So I put in what, like 8? So this one should recycle, right? Then I get one, then this one recycles, then I get one, and then that one recycles. Okay, great. That way this little bank here isn't like so deep. We don't need that much money. I'd rather 75% go back into the line. Because we're gonna have so many purchasing portals doing stuff, so. Healing potions are doing good. Those are keeping up now, probably because we have other tier items that are above it now for it to buy. So like I think bricks, glass, and soap all came after that, if If I look at our goods tab. I think so. I think all these came after healing potions. Maybe even wooden pulley. That might be the same level. I guess the research tab would be better to look at. Yeah, glass and brick is way after healing potion. Bandages, kind of. Okay, yeah, wooden pulleys were right after too. I think that's how it kind of prioritizes stuff, ish. I don't know. It's hard to tell how customers buy stuff, but they should be very happy now that we have soap. They can take a bath. Do you not need to buy? Oh my God, how much soap did you just buy? And then nails? Oh, rope. Soap and rope. What are you doing? She's making soap on a rope. Oh. I couldn't see it because I had I think bulk delete up or something like that. We buy 1 brick. You gonna go rob someplace? There's no vitality You're not ready for vitality potions. You can't handle my vitality potions. 37. We are not making a whole lot of it. So like these guys, like I don't know, I guess I could make another couple of them, but what we could do is put a buffer here. That way if I do put another nursery there, it'll be okay. I've done this before. Or you just do that. Oh, you know what? I don't even need to do that. Why did I do that? I already got a chest right here. So that can help increase like that, you know? And that'll just help make us a little bit more vitality potion at a time. So how's every other machine working now? How are we doing? 9, 10, 10. Okay, so this side is not... Unless you're at perfect balance, which you might be. I guess I could put that in there. I don't need that in my inventory. Okay, so let's do a little experimenting here. I don't want to go too crazy. What we could do is actually the same thing we just did on our bank, right? Where you could sorry, what is going on here? Is we could... Okay, my game's breaking. It's leaving ghost versions of things. Okay, we're just gonna save our game. And then we're gonna load game. Dwight from the future here, editing this video. I realize now that I loaded the autosave instead of the save I just did. So that was from 16 minutes ago, not immediately after. That was the problem. I thought the newest save would have been on top, so I didn't even look at it. Anyways, that's going to be why I'm so confused in a minute. Ooh, okay. It didn't save the one thing. But like I was saying, basically what we could do is pull out of here and add it to the line, right? But that's 50% of the charcoal that's coming through here, right? Which is not great. So what we could do is... No, this needed to be first. It's hard to think about how that works, right? So that's 50%. What we could do is then take it back like that, right? That way we're not taking too much of it. We're just taking 25% of it for the most part. So that's kind of a way of balancing it out a little bit more. And then this is now saturated this line. which hopefully means down the line means we get more quicklime powder, which gives us more fertilizer, right? Which means we probably don't need to have 40% extra fertilizer. Okay, it's going down real slow. Real slow. We're teetering, basically. So we're already at a red currant there. So we could plant a bunch of red currant. I think sage I needed. Oh. I get weird how the save didn't actually save? Yeah, because this isn't even hooked up. We saved after we did all that work, and it didn't actually save that those changes. Huh. Okay, as long as this stays maxed out, I'm fine with sharing charcoal powder. Okay, so red currant. Like, you just get so much from hand harvesting, you know? It's a real pain in the butt, but look at this. This is still like filled up from earlier. We still have sage back here. But this stuff, these guys are toast. Okay, that's all my seeds. So I don't know. I think it's still worthwhile to do it yourself. It's just kind of a pain in the butt to run around, you know. But all our belts have money in them. Like we're backed up to here, which is good. I don't like the fact that we're not like backed up here, but that's okay. Nothing has stopped, and we could afford to not have some stuff in here because the machines all carry their own buffer. So it's okay. But anyways, guys, I'm going to leave the episode here. It's going to be kind of a pain in the butt to edit around my sniffling and sneezing and all that stuff. So let me know what you think. The main thing is like this. Oh, shit. Okay, so we're back to our old stats as well. Okay. Well, that's probably for the best. Because I'm not sure if, you know, I think what we probably could do is get rid of one of the efficiency things for fertilizer efficiency. It's just 10% hard to swallow. But we're back on that. This is the main thing that I'm really confused about. I don't know how to balance this. I've been told that this and conveyor belts, both of these scale with each other, right? So those are fine to go with each other. It's just the heat generation and fertilizer. Those two seem like they might be more important. I'm not sure. But I'm going to go. I'm going to go try to do a little bit more research on that to see how people are doing per farm thing, because I don't want to get people's blueprints. I know there's a lot of blueprints out there of people's like setups, super modular, and they work great and they're super efficient, but I feel like that kind of defeats the purpose of the game. If I just go and get someone's setup, because then I just plop it down and then it's done, right? And then what at that point? But I do like looking at those videos to see just how they are creating their machines together, so I can, you know, try to half-assedly put them together, kind of like I did this fertilizer thing, because this is not running as efficient as theirs was, but I'm okay with it because it's working to a decent point. So, plus I like talking to you guys. It was really fun streaming this game because I can bounce ideas off with you guys. Like, this whole charcoal setup here, Random helped me out with. So shout out to Random. Thank you very much, Jonathan. I appreciate your help. And we've copied it over here now, and it's supplemented our charcoal line here, which is great because now, yeah, both of these guys are full up. And how are we? Look at this. Look at the front line. We're backed up, which is a good thing in this game. Not like my nose or, you know, my bowels. But, so we're making quicklime as fast as we can. It's not enough, obviously, to keep up with the demand. But it's close. Look at that. There's barely any downtime. There wasn't even any that time. So that's not bad. Okay. Thanks everybody for watching. I'll catch you for the next one. Hopefully I feel a little bit better and I'm a little bit more excitable. I think we might stream more of this. If you guys are missing out on those streams, I'll upload the VODs and I'll have them listed as the episode 0.5, I guess. I think because, well, I don't know, because I can't, then I'm limiting myself by one stream per episode, right? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Like, is it okay that you came back and you saw a bunch of change, like the building and stuff on the next episode? And I just explain what's going on, or would you rather this be something that is just YouTube content? And maybe we just like theory craft stuff on the stream? That's going to make it a little bit more complicated. I'd rather do the actual work here, but even still, I like playing this game, and I'd like to be able to like refine the one world instead of having multiple worlds, you know? But yeah, the game is now back on Steam, by the way. So for those of you who want to play it, it's back available to purchase. And I think I have noticed a new song, which is why we've been listening to it this whole time. The one that I find annoying is still here. Oh shit! Look at this. Let's get our double back system going here again. So that's unfortunate that we still have to listen to that bad song, but you know, that's okay. We'll live. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching. I just saw a man leaving. And he said, "There's no soap." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And there's no soap thing back here. It didn't even clock to me because my dumb flu brain. We lost our soap thing. So I'm going to remake that, and then I'll see you guys next episode, okay? I got to be real careful. That load, I think, really messed me up. I thought it would have saved properly. I guess it didn't. So don't do what I did there where you save and then load really quick.